this community call. I want to give special praise to Tam for always bringing such cool exercises. Rose, Thorn, and Bud. That was so cool, and it's really fun to see. In the Stewards Weekly. And I also want to praise Nate for coming back. And it's been a long time. Thank you so much for all the effort, Nate. I also want to praise Gideon, of course, for leading the Sampo working group and always being there to push that forward. So great to see that it got funding. I want to praise Wonka for being awesome and representing the TEC and all the work that you do with Gravity. It's such important work. And I want to definitely dish praise to Bear 100 and Zeptimus for being so great and bringing transparency to every call and just their dedication and reliability. I'll pass it to Tam.
Cool. I'd like to praise everyone that was on the Stewards Council today. Edu, Gideon, Honka, Zep, Guyan, Okay, Hi, Griff, Mano, Bear, NT, and Nate. I'd like to praise Nate for taking on the Stewards update today. So let's pass it to Nate instead of me today. And I'd like to praise the Metagame Fam and Metafest, two organizers, for having so much TEC representing there. And it's a short list today. I'll pass to Gideon.
Thanks, Tam. So actually, I'm praising you for being so fair and balanced in your views and for being so grounded and level-headed with your advice and the wisdom that you share with folks. Also, I want to praise Tam for her leadership in figuring out how to transform the stewardship role in the TEC. I want to praise Bear for taking the lead in organizing people around treasury management options in Sampo. I want to praise NT for charging ahead with helping us explore technical solutions for token gating, TEC services. I want to praise Edu for coming up with a good, pragmatic plan for reaching token holders with our TEC update next week. I want to praise Tax. The rest will go in the channel. I'll pass to Mitch.
Thanks, Gideon. I'd like to praise Matteo for explaining SourceGrid to me late last night and helping me figure out all of the challenges we have and will have with that. Praise Christopher for facilitating the rewards working group call and providing development updates. Ziwei and Nugget for the work on restructuring the RAD tool, improving the architecture and making it more modular. Ruben, Mert, and Alp for the organizational work in the proposal inverter, breaking us up into squads and moving the MVP forward. I'd like to praise Tam for keeping the stewards on track and engaged, and Griff for being the greatest cheerleader ever, shilling the TEC and token engineering across the world. And I will pass it on to Casale.
I'm not being kind of updated on TC these last weeks, but I guess I wanna, I don't know, praise everyone that's here for attending. I don't know. I'll pass it to Juanca.
Thank you. I want to dish praise to Mitch because I owed him a reply for the escalation type form in Giveth, but that's a great idea and something that I value a lot. I would like to praise Patty for the invitation last week on introduction to TE in Spanish. I would also like to praise Tam because she's leading this change of the Steward group really cool. I would like to praise Septimus for his support on the treasury management of our whole DAO. And I would also like to dish praise to Didan for his really cool presentation on nonviolent communication this Tuesday. Also Nate for being a parent and giving his love to his child. And I'll pass to Gideon. I think Gideon already went, right? So I'll pass to Septi, you go.
Thank you, Juan. I want to displace to Matteo for the SourceGrid deployment and Mitch for promoting the activation. I want to displace to Rex for attending ETH Prague and shout out to the TEC. I want to displace to AC Laser and Around TV for the animated video demo that they presented in the reward call yesterday. I want to displace to Gray for facilitating this call with high vibes and pushing the tributes adjustment for Goldilocks. I want to displace to Juan for the Gravity talk in MetaFest. and Pat for inviting me and Juan the last week for the TEC talk in Spanish. Praise to Ver for getting all the recordings and collaborating with Transparency Sampo Relations. Praise Tam for putting so much effort around the steward role, and Gideon for leading the sexist working group right now. And that's my dad. I'll pass it to Nate.
Thanks. Yeah, I've got a short list of praise this week. I want to praise Tam just for being a good example and showing how to solve a problem in a very public way, and using the advice process and going through this in a really modeled, really standout way. I want to praise Gideon for all the work you've been taking up in Sampo. The working group is really shaping up, and I like the direction it's going in. It's really awesome. I also want to praise Christopher for taking his time out to really talk to me about the architecture and different products that are being developed, and how to navigate them and explain them to the public. And then I want to praise Patty and Angela for all the work that they've done with the TE Academy, building the TE Fundamentals course and starting to offer that to that area, and all the 1,600 applicants we've had there. And I'll pass it over to Mark D.
Hi everyone. So this is my first time here, so I'd like to praise you all and thank you all for giving me the opportunity to speak. I'd also like to thank Patty for kind of sending me the link and asking me to come across and talk at some point. So thank you all.
Nice, and I can pass it for you if you like. Let's throw it to Patty.
Hello. Yes, thank you. So I'd like to give praises to Mark for coming here today. I would also like to give praises to our new hosts. So we have Andy and Marcelo Silva that are starting in new study groups, one in Spanish, one in Portuguese. I'd like to give praises to Nate and Gideon for the writing guild, and all the effort you guys have put in this. I want to give praises to Anna and Angie for the work with promotion of the TE Academy. I want to praise Efra for working on visuals and engaging with a study group, and for working on promotion for the Academy as well. And I think, Edu, you're next. Thanks.
Thank you, Patty. I want to give praise to Shui and Nate, who joined yesterday to the Softcov call. I want to give praise to Livy for well-deserved holidays. I want to give praise to Mitch for joining into the Communitas working group call last Monday. I want to give praise to Gideon for keeping me on the loop in 2 very destructive past 2 weeks. And I want to give praise finally to Casale. It's nice to see you here with your camera on. So with that being said, pass back to you, Griff.
Yeah, we are a well-oiled machine this round. That was easy. So let's jump into community call number 87. As you guys probably all know, that was Praise. Praise is our decentralized version of updates with a lens of gratitude. Always fun. But what's the coolest part about Praise is that you actually get TEC tokens when you're praised. So it's also decentralized issuance. And if you would like to see your praises actually turn into TEC tokens, they have to be written down in the Praise channel or any channel in Discord /praise, and I'm sure Mitch will talk more about that in the rewards systems. We always like to start off with saying cheese on video, so turn on those cameras while I read out the values this week. Our Commons operates from a pro-social, human-centered perspective and prioritizes the advancement of token engineering over short-term profits. Integrity, curiosity, constructive inquiry, presence, and gratitude are foundational for maintaining mutual respect within our growing community. We encourage our members to be radically open source, non-hierarchical, transparent in their intentions, and accountable for their actions. Say cheese, turn on that video, and yay! There it is. Okay, let's go to the next one. Obviously, Gravity, Wonka, and team are behind the scenes making sure that everybody is feeling good in the community. So if you have any conflicts or you see any conflicts that need some resolution, definitely reach out to the gravitons in Discord, or if you want to do it anonymously, there's also this great form, and don't be shy. It's always a good idea. Also, we have advice process. It's critical for our success. So before making any big decisions, make sure to discuss them with the people who will be affected by the decision and experts on the topic before making your decision final. Take their input, then make the final decision. You will never, it's often that you will have to disagree with some and not agree with others. You still have the agency to make the decision, but get informed before you do. And that's how we stay flat. Okay, so also this week, as you probably all have seen, markets have been tanking, but the TEC token is pretty resilient to all these market fluctuations. Last week, the price was $1.51, and the total supply was 2,225,000. And we had 710 in the common pool. Well, this week we actually, it looks like we burned about a little under 10,000 tokens, and the price is, so that helps mitigate the price fluctuations. And so the price is only down, what is that? Not even 10%, where the rest of the markets are falling 10% per day. So we're being really resilient on the price this week, considering the global markets. And our common pool, we're still spending money. Actually, we spent, well, it looks like $23,000, or we have $23,000 less. I believe this is mostly the Sampo proposal, and actually we're getting some of that back from the burning here. So that's super cool. Oh, and there are some proposals out there that we definitely want to check out. The abstain proposal, it has 22.95% people on it. We have a retroactive funding for TEC at ETH Denver, and the main thing I want to show off is this every 2 weeks we put up this vote. There's only 2 more left. Can you believe it? 2 more left. So this vote will update the tributes to reduce them so that the entry tribute is only 4% and the exit tribute is 11%. Definitely consider voting yes or no on this proposal, so that at the very least we can get quorum, which we still are pretty far away from. And with that, I'll pass it to Tam to talk about what's going on with the stewards this week.
And Nate is going to do it this week, so I'll pass to Nate.
Hey, thank you, Tam. Thanks, Griff. So the Stewards Working Group. We have our weekly sync every Wednesday at 1 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. CET. The Community Stewards Working Group is dedicated to kind of just coordination for the organization itself. We are finishing our Sprint 37. So every 2 weeks we have our sprint planning, and we have our sprint board here. If you click the link within the slides. I want to give a shout out to Mount Manu for actually keeping up with this, so we have an up-to-date working group sprint board. And all of these sprint boards have all of the issues that we were working on within this 2-week sprint, and you can check it out, look at what's being worked on, see anywhere you can contribute, especially if you are new and looking for something to do as a first kind of issue. So that is where you go to look at the updated sprint. And the Stewards Working Group, we have several calls every couple weeks. We have our Stewards Weekly, which we catch up on every time. Just the weekly agenda. We have our sprint planning every other Friday, which is for this next upcoming sprint 38 will be tomorrow. And so if you're around, come tomorrow to check out the sprint planning. It's open to everyone. The sprint retrospective is every other Thursday, which we have today. And the Stewards Council is every other Thursday as well. And so we just had our call on the Stewards Council. All calls are open and joined to watch on YouTube playlists. So check that out if you can. The community stewards. So the stewards this week have been really trying to transform stewarding within the token engineering commons with recent challenges to how we operate, the finances. We really took it on ourselves to challenge the assumptions that we have with stewards, what their role is, and what stewarding looks like in the future. And so we took to this polis today and asked a bunch of questions. And if you get a chance, you can check this out. I'm not sure if the results are going to be updated. I don't know if you know about that, Tam. Will there be a map of the this?
Yeah, we'll be sharing results shortly.
Okay.
Maybe not today, maybe soon, but it'd be interesting for more people to take the poll before we share results.
Yeah, so if you get a chance to take a poll, check out what the questions kind of we're asking, the statements we're asking, and see what kind of direction we're heading towards making these decisions. In addition to these poll questions, we did a rose, thorn, bud, which is a nice little retrospective process that we did, and evaluated what we're doing well in Stewards working group, what can be done better, and what do we think the future holds for the stewarding in this organization. Let's see, what's on the steward's mind this week? So that's exactly breaking. Stewards will not ask for compensation for the month of June and possibly through the summer while we transform the role in the working groups. If you have any thoughts or any ideas to this, we want to hear your contributions. Right now, we're holding off on the funding and going to push for next couple of weeks to develop a plan for the future of stewardship. Public service announcements, tweets are love, and check out Gideon's post on how to become a member of a DAO. Really awesome. Gideon is one of our really amazing writers in this community, and he does a great job providing. Providing good insight to how DAOs work and DAOs operate. And this one is what is membership in a DAO. Please check that out. And I believe that is it. With that, I will pass it over to Wonka and Gravity.
Thank you, Nate. I was choosing the meme for this slide. And well, for Gravity, some of our updates is that the third Graviton training is ongoing. This week we had the fourth session, and we talked about nonviolent communication. Next week, next Tuesday, we will have the fifth session of the Graviton training, facilitated by me, and we will be talking about how to transform conflict. So right now we're having a lot of activities during the week. On Mondays we're having a research on psychology and well-being. On Tuesdays we are having a call in Aragon to support the Umbrella Initiative at 11 a.m. CET. That Aragon is being the first client of our services outside of the TEC, and that way we are trying to iterate on becoming a service DAO. And also we have the Graviton training session that same day at 8 p.m. CET. On Wednesdays, we have the Gravity coordination call where we tackle some of our coordination issues. And we also talk about organizational development at 5 p.m. CET. And next Thursday, we will start a tailored training for the Aragon community at 10 p.m. CET. They asked that if we could deliver a tailored experience and summarize the experience of the Graviton training, and we will be offering that service to that community, but you are also welcome to join. And on Fridays, we have a website design call with Durgadas at 8 p.m. CET. We use SendHub to keep the registry of their cases, and they work to coordinate bounties. And if you have any conflict within yourself or with other people, please request support contacting the active Gravitons or with the type form. And also, right now, the Gitcoin grants round 14 is still ongoing. So if you want, you can support us and donate to our grant. And stop arguing, use Gravity is the meme for today. With that, I'll pass to Softcup.
Hello, I'm the one who's gonna give the update. Just give me a second that my mic fell off. All right. So for Softcup today, we had a sort of a short meeting on last Wednesday. Not many people show up, but what we did was to work on the TE Flower update that we had last week. This is just the image that you see on the screen is just a short summary of the longer version of the document that is in the agenda. So the idea was to understand what are the things that are on the TE flower and how they are represented on the TEC. So all the things in bold are the categories of the TE flower. So so all of these things that you see here are what people filled in as things in the TEC that are part of this flower or these petals. And then there was this second labeling, which is based on if that thing that someone mentioned or wrote, it's a working group, it's a process, or it's a tool. And the idea would be that we will sort of scale this, and this is a work in progress, so bear that in mind. And it's we're using a little bit of collective intelligence to update the TE flower and see how the TE flower will represent more accurately the TEC, not just any generic token engineering system. So that's what we did on SoftCoff this week. It was very short. And the last part that I like to acknowledge is, Griff, if you just can scroll down a little bit on the agenda to the bottom, and then there you will see that some up a little bit up just before the last date. There you go. So these three things people mentioned that they thought it was important in the TE flower to have: identity and demography, linguistics, semantics, and history. These three things were mentioned as things that are not included in the TE flower and that should be acknowledged as part of the TEC. So that's it. That's what we did this week on Mimetics. That's what we did this week on SoftGov. And then on Communitas, we meet on Monday, 8 p.m. CET, and orientation call on just before this call. This was the first time we didn't have anyone on the orientation call for the past 9th month. So that could be beer market, that could be many things. But at least we got some minutes to relax before this call. So besides that, during this week on Communitas working group, what we did was first we submit the proposal for funding for the Communitas working group to the forum. It's up and available in case you want to take a look at it and provide any feedback that you think it's necessary. And then we also provided an accountability post that is based on the previous funding request. What were the things that we achieved and what were the things that were not achieved? That it's on the proposal, in the previous proposal post. The other things that we talk about the Communitas working group this week was LBS. They made a post. Sorry, they made a suggestion of an update for the template that we use in SendHub. I think this was a collaboration or a conversation that they had with Ham, and this was the result of that, which is basically the template that we currently use on SendHub for contributors, how it could be better. And so LBS proposed this. So it's open for feedback. If anyone wants to provide feedback to this template, it's in the Communitas text channel. If you scroll up a little bit, you will find it there. So yeah, and that's on the other end. And the other thing that we talk about on the Communitas working group call was about the token holder message and how we can improve and do the outreach for the token holder message. That it's going to happen next week. But I guess Gideon will talk more about that later on. So I pass it to you, Gideon.
Okay, thanks, Edu. So Sampo is we grow the economic layer of the token engineering commons. That's the brief summary of what we do. I am a little bit jealous about Juanca's GIF. I think that's the best GIF that I've seen so far in these updates. So hats off. So Sampo season 1 funding proposal passed this week. It was so that's great. And now, I mean, we've already been getting to work, but now it's like, okay, now we really get to work. And so I just want to share just a couple of thoughts because I in particular, but I think the working group in general is feeling a lot of pressure. It's been 6 weeks since this idea even came up of launching this working group. And so like, it's important to remember that it's only been 6 weeks since we started even talking about this. And now we have a proposal that's been passed. And so I just want to say that I completely understand people are nervous. We want to start making some money, right? And we want to start generating some income. But this, and we've got some ambitious plans and we're moving forward as fast as we can, but it's not magic. And so this is going to be a little bit nerve-wracking. It's going to take us a little bit of time. Generating revenues and income and token utility is going to take a little bit of time. So just please bear that in mind. We're moving as fast as we can, and we're going to try to open up. We're going to try to make Sampo a place where we can open things up. We're going to need all hands on deck to solve this problem. And so we're trying to put the systems in place to be able to take ideas, take energy in from the rest of the community and put it to work. But in ways that don't, that aren't counterproductive, right? So that we can keep things moving forward and not be all over the place. So, that's just like a little public service announcement. What are we doing right now? So we thought it was really important to be able to update the token holders with what has happened since the launch of the token engineering, the upgrade, basically. What we've been doing, because it's been a lot of stuff, and I think it's important that the token holders hear that and know that. And then also just like what's coming up? What are we doing? Where are we investing? So that's going to go out next Tuesday. It's going to go up as a post on the forum, actually. And then Eduardo is going to be doing a bunch of, or he's going to be leading us in sending out DMs to all of the token holders. The other thing right now is we're starting to ramp up. We got a lot of feedback on treasury, like the need to do some treasury management and to be able to take advantage of yield. And so right now, what we really need is we need some expertise, somebody or some group of people who are willing to take the lead. Treasury management, not my thing. I understand it, but like this is not I'm vulnerability is key. This is not my thing. So we need some people to step up and help lead that effort. And we've got some, but we need some more, I think. This week and next, we are really focusing on organizing ourselves. Like I touched on that just a second ago, but like we're like organizing our Clarity base and just making it really easy to track our projects and making it also transparent so anybody can come in and take a look and see what we're doing. And then the last thing is Enti is actually leading this. We're starting to investigate token gating. So like how do you build services like in Discord and hopefully other places that require the person to hold TEC tokens. So that's about it for right now. More next week. I will pass it to whoever's going to do Omega.
Is there anyone here to represent Omega? Otherwise, I can do it pretty quickly. Omega's goal is to keep the ethics of token engineering, is to steward the ethics of token engineering and develop a stronger ethical practices in this field of study. There's a lot going on. They actually even have a website over here. That's super cool. In Notion, they have like their updates here that are really easy to read and check out. There is also the Omega Wiki, which is going to start up pretty soon, so that's super cool. They're talking about adding curated content in the collective curation thread, and you should be able to see that in Discord. Also, they have a new call structure, and they're deepening their connections with the community. And then also, they're making a game to actually build the Consilience library. It's always fun what Shebnem and the Omega come up with. If you want to come in and have a deeper conversations about, and actually next week it's intuitive movement meditation. So that'll be fun. Kind of a break from the normal meetings focused on ethics. It'll actually be another route about it, taking on meditation. That's next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central European time. And let's throw it over to Angie Berry. Are you here, Angie?
She's not here. It's her birthday and she had like a breakfast or something, so she's coming, but she didn't make it on time. So yeah.
Well, cool. I mean, I can. Does anyone else want to take on comms? I'm more than happy to take on comms too if no one else wants to. Yeah.
Well, I can do it. She asked me to cover her, so yeah. Well, actually, I don't understand anything that's over there, so sorry. Sorry if it's some things that I say make no sense, but okay. So the TE Academy team next proposal is coming. So you can check it out over there on that HackMD, and yeah, it's for the next months, I think, and yeah, some updates on the reward system working group call for animation and video production. The marketing team is going serious with the Mint Tech campaign, and yeah, Mint Tech, yeah. For translations, there's first translations in Mirror, and for the Twitter planning team, the Twitter makeover to start a new bio is there. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Nice. Thanks, Casale. Thanks for jumping in, man, and taking leadership. It's really cool. Zeptimus, do you want to take it away for transparency?
Yeah, thank you, Griff and Casale. Yeah, and Transparency, we meet every Monday, 5 p.m. CET. And this week we were, the vote of the snapshot vote passed. We reached the quorum, and the support was also there. Like, everyone said yes except Griff, that's abstain. And then, yeah, so we started sending DMs to every working group lead. The data standardization, I feel like it's going to get done like by next week for sure. Rex will be working on the master sheet, what basically is going to take all those sheets you guys have, and then it will be everything in one sheet. And basically, we also want to see, especially with Sampo, how this sheet is going to, like, we will get like a first, like Rex basically will get the first round, then we will discuss on transparency, and then with Sampo, and then with the broader community. And then on the ABC page, we meet with Rodri last week. So the wireframes are clear, and it will take like up to 3 weeks. So we're already 1 week past it. So it's probably going to be like this week or next week, like the signs are going to be finished. And also, like, I also added the TC source there because on transparency we are updating a lot of documentation, like especially like the one that's more cool is the one of the decision tracking. Where everyone can check all the decisions that are being made in the community, advice process, conviction voting, like all these different sources we have, and we are having all of those in one document. So if anyone wants to make any study or anything, this is pretty cool. And with that, I'll pass it to Griff for legal.
Sorry, I'm going to skip legal today because there's no real new updates. So let's just throw it over to rewards. You want to take it away, Mitch?
Yeah, thanks, Griff. So we have a meeting every Wednesday for the rewards working group. That's 2 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central European. And in the next slide, we've got some updates. Quant 13 is opening on Monday. That will be for the first part of June. We've got rewards for December 2021 going out in the next day or two. There is a forum post up there along with the RAD analysis that you can check out, breaking down basically how praise was distributed from the quantification, and also how the rewards were distributed in the end. So that's really, really fun data to check out there. And there is an ongoing document /thread. If you have any frequently asked questions, while you're using the praise dashboard. So if you're quantifying or anything like that, this will be an FAQ that'll show up right inside of the dashboard. So if you have any, drop it in there and we can update it with better information. As Casale mentioned, we got a demo of the design and animation of the quantifier robot that was used in the Gitcoin Rounds 14 promo banner. Super cool to see progress on that. And also, I put up a big message in the general channel to activate your SourceCred account. There's a couple different steps that you have to do, and it takes a little bit of time and concentration to get it done. But if you want to get rewards from your activity in the forum and GitHub, activate your SourceCred, and you will get some TEC for it. And also, I just want to highlight a forum post that Zep made about a week or so ago about improving the reward system. And so he started this thread just to begin an open discussion about ways that we can improve accuracy and define what our ultimate goal is of the reward system. So if you have ideas and advice, go ahead and jump in there. And lastly, some PSAs. As always, if you want to learn how to dish great praise, there's a nice document by Livy, How to Dish Great Praise. Go in there. Also, if you want to engage in the community in the quantification process, become a quantifier. It's your civic duty. Help us do this. Many hands make for light work. If you want to get an idea of like what's going on in the TEC and you want an easy way to onboard, this is a great way to do it. And lastly, if you're getting praise, you need to activate your praise account so we know where to send the rewards. So in the TEC Discord, just type in /activate to start that process. And I believe that's it for the rewards working group.
Okay. Thank you. I think I can jump in for the T Academy updates. We have first, I would like to just announce again T Fundamentals. We have been working a lot to build the course. So today we just posted some screenshots. If you want to check our Twitter, you can see that we have been finding the best ways to make the course go live and online. And also, I think you can jump to the next slide. There are plenty of slides, but yeah. So here you have the link to sign up if you still haven't signed up yet, and you can check it out. We're planning to start it in September or October, so it's super soon. And to get ready, next slide, please. To get ready, we have the T360 study groups. We just started with 2 new study groups, one in Spanish by Antti and one in Portuguese by Marcelo. And we have still ongoing sessions in APAC time zones with Vikram, and one last session this week with Davide in Italian. If you want to join any of these study groups, please feel free to check our Notion page. Link is here, or join our Discord. You can find times there. Yes, and today I want to welcome, we have Mark here. I think it's maybe the first time we have a host joining a community call. Yeah. And so I asked him to mention one of the initiatives that he thought of. So passing to you, Mark.
Hi all. Great to be here again. I love the energy in this call. I think I'm going to come some more. It's really nice. So I'm a T360 host over at the Token Engineering Academy, and an aspiring token engineer. We're currently gearing up for the forthcoming TEA Fundamentals course, education and certification course, which is, as Patty said, I think this coming autumn. So I guess, as you know, we have a CAD study group, and we're thinking about adding a machinations study group to kind of complement the CAD one. So for those that don't know, machinations is a desktop application. It's for prototyping and simulating game economies, and it's also branched into simulation of Web3 type tokenomic value flows. So I guess it's not open source and it's not as powerful as CAD, but I think for me, when I first saw it, it was a great kind of, I think like a great entry level application that would inspire would-be token engineers like myself who don't code as yet to perhaps dive into Python as I'm doing and learning CAD. So I think it's almost like the gateway drug, or could be perceived as a gateway drug for token engineering and its tooling such as CAD. So I guess at this point we're gauging interest out there. If anyone would like to be part of a study group, or if anyone is proficient in machinations and would like to come in and help help people learn, I guess please let us know. We're over in the TEA 360 Discord channel. I do have a link. Is there anywhere I can drop it, or is it
I think
okay?
we have a
Yeah.
text. We have a
Okay.
text chat here. You can drop it there.
Okay, yeah, I'll drop it in there if I can find it. So yeah, I guess that's it. It's just kind of just to make everyone aware that we're kind of thinking about a machination study group, and please come on over and let us know your thoughts.
Nice, thanks, Mark. Yeah, maybe drop it in the community hall channel. That's probably a great place. It's just maybe like 5 or 6 up above, right above the me with the mushroom.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'll take a look. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. This looks super cool. Well, I guess we got one more slide here. Do you want to introduce Patty?
Yeah, I just want to finalize. Thanks a lot, Mark. And this is invite for next week. We have a lecture, one of the first guest lectures that we are having with Nimrod. He's a professor in Israel Ben Gurion University, and he's teaching us how to find computer science and social choice in crypto. So how to analyze algorithms and make it, how to unify those and understand those algorithms in using social choice. So if you click on that link, you see you see our webpage with more content, a description on what is social choice, and you can sign up there. So you just need to fill in a quick form. I'll add you to the calendar invite. It's next, I think Thursday, June 23. It's a super good way also for you to prepare for T fundamentals. And this first session is going to be an overview, an introduction. So you can just jump in there, even if you don't know a lot, jump in and we'll explain it to you. And yes, I think this is the last update that we have. And so thanks so much, and pass it back to you, Griff.
Thanks, and I see Soul Sister and Angie Berry are here, so maybe I'll throw it back to Soul Sister if there's anything you want to add for Omega.
Yeah, just sorry, we are, we were all in flight, I think, during the last call, those who were invited. But there is some update. I think next week we're gonna circle back on that, on token engineering ethics, that participatory action research that we have going on. That's going to get some momentum. It's not up there. Yeah, it is up there. Oh, yeah, no, it's going to get an update because the last Wednesday will come to the next Wednesday. Maybe we will have an intuitive movement meditation with me. It will be my first, so you shouldn't miss that. But next week we will definitely have an update on token engineering ethics, participatory action research, which is going to be accompanied by 2 researchers, Lydia and Felix. So that is the kind of level that we wanted to go in that participatory action research with respect to uncovering and letting our token engineering ethos emerge, and uncovering those token engineering ethical principles that we already live by, or some things that we need to really get deeper into what is. So sorry for not having the update on this slide, but we'll make sure to share it in the channel.
Nice. Thanks so much, Soul Sister. And Angie, very, did you have anything that you wanted to add for comms? Casella did a great job at covering it, but in case there was anything that you wanted to add.
Yeah, sorry I was late. It's my birthday, so yes. Okay, so for T Academy, well, the proposal's coming up, and we're very excited because next month we're gonna give everyone a lot of surprises and everything because it's the Academy's, Token Engineering's anniversary. So they close to our Twitter account because we're gonna be announcing a lot of cool stuff. And yeah, thank you, Casale, for for speaking for me.
You're welcome.
Our pleasure. And if it's your birthday, then of course we have to sing you happy birthday. So let's it's one of my favorite cultural practices. So unmute your mics, all of you. Take it out. You got to be part of this tragedy. The tragedy of the commons is these birthday songs. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy
Very beautiful. Thank you.
That's a great experiment in synchronization over asynchronous media.
Coordination, baby.
Well, happy birthday, Angie Berry, and I think we can end early. And actually, if we want to support another steward, Lauren is giving a talk right now in MetaFest. I'm sure she would love the support if you guys want to spend this 12 minutes bombing her MetaFest talk, and so we can all applause at the end. She's about halfway through, and I posted the link in the Community Hall channel to her tweet, which has the YouTube link. So. Thank you all. Thank you for a great call, and maybe we'll see you over at MetaFest. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
everybody.
Bye. Happy
Bye,
birthday,
everyone.
Angie.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.